The dry desert air sprays the party with sandy grit. Thaxel and Tassos have been returned from the book. Ari and Aga have discussed their shared interest in Mephistopheles, and Rhea and Nobelle are ready to move on from Pele. Thaxel and her compatriots are eager to reach Nobelle's contact and find Bray's phylactery, putting an end to him for good. And that's it. We're all out in the desert. I'll let any of you that want to take it away, may take it away.
Oh. How's my memory?
Oh, right. Roll the, I think it's a charisma saving throw with advantage because of all the 24s. And I'll roll. Tassos is here. Ah! No, I won't, because I'll drop the dice and then ram my finger into something that hurts.
Just a charisma check?
I think it's a save.
Or a save?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that doesn't help either way. Oh, okay.
Let me double check to make sure I've got you doing the right save. Let's see. Yeah, so here it is. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Wisdom save with advantage?
Yes.
Getting stuck. Oh! Well, I'm not even going to bother rolling advantage because that was a nat 20.
Oh, jeez.
So 29.
Nice. Okay, and a 22 for Tassos. All right. You both remain... let's see, how does it read here? You both... your memories remain intact, but are a little hazy. Have either of you been to the Feywild? Yeah, you have, right? And
yes.
You came back. So I think I think one of you, in fact, cast a lesser restoration. You know that lesser, or in some cases greater restoration, will bring it all back into full focus. So you do remember everything, but it was like 17 years of time spent there. So some of it's, faded a little bit, a little fuzzy, but you still remember plenty of the specifics.
Okay. She's probably going to start panicking just a little bit. Like, where is she? Like, she's kind of, like, in a daze, panicking, but, like, looking around like, they were just here. My family was just here. Where did they go? Where did they go? That type of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, you would have... This desert, Pele, would have been a pretty distant memory with 17 years. Yeah, you just feel pulled out of what was real, because it was reality in there.
Okay, yeah. So she's, like, absentmindedly, like, digging through the sand or something, and, like...
Nice.
Just, like, trying to get, like, in her mind, she's trying to go back.
Right. Aww.
Like, fumbling and, like, trying to, yeah.
Of course, I picture the little lizard that shakes underneath the sand when you said that. Nestles into it, yeah. And yet, you haven't seen any of your friends here for 17 years. Okay. Anyone else want to do any? Did you see Thaxel sort of... what's the word?
I picture
distraught.
Rhea. I picture Rhea approaching Tassos and, like, dealing with him. And so I'll go up to Thaxel and, like, kind of lift her up to get her to, like, lizard head, like, right here. You were in a book. It's been about 12 hours, right? Or 10 hours?
Yeah, probably about 10 or 12 hours. Mm-hmm.
We're in a book. It's been 10 hours.
No.
No. Yes.
No,
It's been
no,
10 hours.
no. It's been like a lifetime, and they were there.
You were in a book. It wasn't real. And I just like look her head. Everybody who's here, who was here, it's been 10 hours.
How do I know that you're real? Like maybe this is the place that is supposed to screw with my brain. What was that for? As I'm now like her.
Yeah. Were any of us there in the other realm and where you just were?
Well, no. Like it
You think Tassos would not have seen his sister in the entire time that you were gone?
Well, Tassos was with me.
Yeah. Did you see Rhea at all?
Yeah.
You don't think it's odd that Tassos spent that whole time and you didn't see Rhea once?
No, I don't think that's odd. I don't know.
We have some of the items from when she killed the guy like last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have I point to the cloak Nobelle's wearing. I pull out from like Rhea's bag some of the items. Remember this? This is now. This is real.
Yeah.
Insight check me. Whatever
Yeah.
that's called.
Yeah, that's a really good thing I should do. 19.
Yeah, I don't even have to roll 100%. This is and the most truthful you've probably ever seen Ari. No deception, no nothing. Straight up.
And you're going to see her get probably a little emotional because for the first time since she was little, she got to see her grandfather and her family, and Tassos was there getting to meet everybody, and she's like, I need to get there's no way I can get back, can I?
It wasn't real. But we need to regroup at the home because we need to talk about all of this. And I regret whatever emotional she's having with Tassos. We need to do this back at the house. Nobelle and Aga. We get back to the house. The book's gone though, right? It
the book
evaporated.
Is gone, correct. Mm-hmm.
Nobelle, is that okay with you?
Did it burst into flame?
It just sort of disintegrated between the remove curse and dispel magic and the powers that held it together.
Okay, yeah, she's gonna be kind of standing over where the book was, and then she'll turn and look at everyone and say, I am so ready to get out of this heat. Let's go.
We load everybody up and just book it back.
Back to the... What time of day is it?
Probably. I think it's about midday. Maybe I'm gonna say just afternoon, maybe 1:30.
Okay, I think she's going to... Well, if we're heading back, no, never mind. We'll just head back.
Okay. Tassos is gonna, come back to
Thexel, Thexel, if it helps you to not want to go back, you were in an area created by him, meant to mess with your mind. Whatever perfect dream you saw in there, it was going to end eventually.
Yeah. I'll meet y'all back at the house. Okay.
Where do you want to go?
I'll meet y'all back at the house.
Daxel, from our perspective, we woke up, you were gone. We got lucky that you turned into a wolf and we were able to track you, saying how that doesn't happen, and then you almost died. So you running off again means like we can't keep doing this.
Well, no, I'm not running off.
Well, then why don't you tell us where you're going?
I was just gonna head back, but I was gonna head back. Straight there. Nowhere else. I just need time to process.
We'll take a slower route. Tassos stays with you. Rhea stays with Tassos.
Done. Okay. And I'm gonna transform back into my wolf.
For what it's worth, Axel, I'm sorry to have brought you back. I understand how it feels to lose everything you want, everything you had. And I know how hard it is. I'm sorry you had to lose it all again. And I'll kind of scritch her behind the ears.
Oh, scritch. Oh.
Tassos is going to be sort of in disarray as well. Hearing Rhea, glad to see Rhea, coming to terms with what's happened and trying to be logical about it and process things in the way he's been taught to. But after setting on returning to the estate, he definitely goes over and walks with you, Thaxel, and just shares. And there's moments of times of silence on the walk back. There's times when he's just in disbelief, like I can't believe that. I don't know. It was and it isn't anymore. Just, I know you're your wolf form, but he's just trying to talk to you and use body language. And I think by the time he gets back to as you're approaching the estate, he'll just say something along the lines of, at least we're able to keep that in our hearts. I wouldn't give that up for anything.
She's just gonna give like a small little howl. Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Neat. And as you load up into the boat, cross the moat, arrive at the main stairwell, and head inside, has returned.
Can I grab Nobella before Thaxel, Rhea, and Tassos get back? Because I assume we made Rhea stay with them, but we kind of headed off to get back.
Sounds good.
What do you want from this? And I mean us. We found you with Axel. Clearly you're an asset to have around, but we sometimes get torn in all directions, and I'm trying to put an end to that. But if you have somewhere I need to be, and that's a competing factor in all of the other things we need to do, if you're on some sort of time crunch, I can't promise we're going to get to whatever you have going on.
Oh, there's nothing to worry about. I've been searching for this man for a while. I have no worries. My only concern was I was just trying to get us all to my patron a little bit faster. Because
us to your patron?
He's the one who can find the phylactery. So, the sooner we get to him, the sooner Thaxel can have some of her revenge. Find a little bit of peace.
And who is your patron?
A baron. A strict, but fair man.
And he's where? And what's his name? Baron, I'm sorry.
Let me look it up 1 second. dance. I mean, it's
It's
okay.
Port. Okay, you got it.
Port. Yeah, okay. I just found it. We need to go to Port Esela'Nu. His name.
Baron
Baron
Rexland
von.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you. This Baron Rexland von Sutcliffe.
And you work for him?
Yes.
Willingly?
Yes.
So after we stop there, you're just okay for a while?
Mm-hmm. I'll be fine.
Is she still kind of hidden, like as we're having this conversation, like seeing her face and
like
stuff?
this? She's like this. This is what she's like all the time. By the way, can't like really see anything. Just this.
Have I been to Port Esela'Nu?
Esela'Nu.
Esela'Nu.
Here, I'll put it in the chat.
Let me think where you've been. Probably not. So it's down. So the mountain range, it cuts through the center of Vassarel. You'd actually have to go all the way down and around it through the Dawn Coast there, and then back over to the east to get to the port. It's out past the Ember whatever woods. Let me pull up a map here, because I know I've got one somewhere. All right. There we go. So it's at the tail end of the trail that you see there near Ember Gate. It's a port city past the Ember Gate woods.
Okay.
And you're currently up in Pele on the other side of Mountain Range, so...
Cool. We got a while to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a light. I look at her, that's not a small journey. That's across the continent.
I know. But I figured, seeing how connected everyone in this group seems to be, and how much everybody cares for Thaxel, I figured a little travel wouldn't be too bad to help her.
This is only getting possibly getting only one of the people Thaxel's after.
And ridding the world of a lich at the same time, which I think we can all agree would be a good thing.
Yeah, but is that really our problem?
Since you're living, I would say yes. You're living, and we have fought against him. He knows us.
What are you after?
Me? I've said it already. I just want revenge.
On the guy that did this to you, that's just recently? No other greater motive?
It is my greatest motive.
To catch this specific witch? Your greatest motive? Like, we just
No.
happened to...
Oh, no, sorry. I've confused you. No, this lich is just a stepping stone to my revenge. I need to find a man. And when I find him, he will pay. And in the meantime, I've seen all your power. You can help me. I can help you. It's a mutual arrangement.
Okay. No promises we're going to get there anytime soon and find your man. We've got a long list of people we need to find. Or figures we need to find now.
I know.
Okay.
I've been searching for him for a while. I'm not in any rush to get him.
Okay.
I just want to help you all get rid of this lich. The sooner we can go, the better it will be for all of us.
Was she telling me the truth about working I think the only two things I'm going to check is if she's working for the Baron on her own free will. Hi.
Hello.
Sorry, I forgot I was muted.
Hey guys.
That's
Been
the
there,
only-
done that.
Is that anything that so you can do an insight on that area, and Nobelle, if you can roll whatever. It can be persuasion, it can be deception based on whatever it is, or you can just roll for nothing if it's already something straightforward.
17.
17 insight. Okay. She's telling the truth as far as she knows.
That you think that you're working him under your own free will. Okay. Then she waits for everybody to come back.
And this whole conversation happened in the house, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I assumed like Rhea was with Tassos and Thaxel taking their time getting back, and me, you, and Aga got to the house before anybody else, and I pulled you aside.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay. Everyone else sort of piles in shortly after. Tassos goes right for a drink, and
Axel's gonna kind of follow him, but still in wolf form.
okay.
Yeah, I have 5 hours of this, so she's gonna stay as long as she can. Or
All right,
I look at Aga and look back at like Thaxel and Tassos, and I'm like, they're really not handling this well.
Where are we?
Back at
back at the
house.
keep. Just arrived. Yeah.
Tassos and Thaxel think 17 years has happened, and we just convinced them kind of that it was like 10 hours and not real.
17. Oh, because their whole paradise thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just don't think it was 17 years. So that would be Aga. He'd be like, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's been 17 years, sure.
Give them time. They have to get readjusted to the real world.
While I agree, I'm really getting tired of running off after people
It's
and
rather
these brash
obnoxious,
decisions,
isn't
and
it?
I'm not saying that we all don't have our inner demons. I don't mean literally. But we're starting to deal with things on a much powerful level. And I'm like saying this like I know she's in her wolf form, but like pretty much direct eye contact with the wolf. I understand. If I can't, when you go off alone or make these brash decisions, you've now nearly died twice, and we've had to come after you. We will come after you. We will. But you're making it really difficult.
And we might not always make it in time.
I can't describe the luck we had in finding you. If you would have run off,
The book was almost lost to the desert.
So I know we've committed to helping you fight this thing. We've clearly found somebody who might be able to get us in the next step. But we've kind of all got our own shit, you know? So I think we take the clue that we have, so what the fuck is it called? You know,
The phylactery?
Oh.
Yeah, that. We clearly have potentially a way to go find it so we can wrap up and help you, Thaxel, because we committed to doing that.
If Tassos is sitting down,
Mm-hmm.
Thaxel wants to like curl up in a ball next to his feet. Like
Okay.
she's still listening, and you can kind of see that eye contact, but she's like, yeah.
He made sure to find a spot, a chair on the corner of the carpet, so there's plenty of room for you to be around in case you wanted to. So it's just, tenderly giving you affection and drinking.
All the scritches.
Yeah.
After that, yeah, the sooner we get this phylactery and finish Tassos's or Thaxel's thing, we can move on and go to the library, unless somebody says something.
Ray will probably say something like, all right, well, let's all take the afternoon, get ourselves right, heads together. We'll meet in the war room for dinner time tonight. We'll make plans and make haste. She turns on her heels and heads to go prep the war room.
You hear a little howl from Thaxel as like she understands. There's just like a sad like, ow.
All right. Does anyone have anything they want to do in these next few hours before dinner time war room meeting?
Dan, in talking with the Baron, would I know of I would have told him where I was. Would I know a semi-faster way than walking over the mountains to get to Port Esela'Nu?
The mountains are the fastest way, but you do know the best path to take.
I mean, like teleportation circle.
No, Port Esela'Nu is like medium-sized town at best. Almost.
Anything slightly closer?
Just the Embergate Forest. Yeah. Yep. I mean,
cool.
So this continent isn't. It's in relation to other continents. It's moderately small. So you're looking at probably because you're going through the mountains for part of it. It's a little extra time, but it's like 6.5 days. So nothing terrible. If you're looking to go around, it's closer to 2 weeks. If you're looking to take
so it's nothing like the Friday group.
It's just a little more dangerous, across the mountains than it is on the trail or through the woods. Yeah.
We'll go through the mines.
Would we go through Stonehearth?
It was
you could if you wanted to go around that way. It would add maybe like a couple days on because you'd be kind of looping around and back. The fast way is sort of diagonal in the other direction. But you could. It would still be less than 2 weeks. It'd be closer to like 8 days.
But I know the way, right? I've traveled this path before.
Yes.
Coming here.
Before we have our meeting at dinner or whatever, I'm not sure how much time is going to elapse between the two. But Aga, I haven't been saying it, and I probably should have been, is going to be working on crafting some items in whatever free time he's got.
Ooh, okay.
And I can send you an idea of what I would like to make for the first one if you'd like.
Please.
Or I could just tell you right now.
Go for it if you want to tell me now, yeah.
Okay, so I am making more than 2 actually. I'm making 4 bracelets that have like compass-like attachments on the top. They're made out of strings of, instead of leather, they look like leather, but it's actually woven metal. And it when they're attuned to each other, and when a creature attunes to it, they can feel the location of the other bracelet if they're attuned to it as well. And it's literally just if you're on the same plane of existence, you can find the other person.
It's a magical leash.
It's an ankle monitor.
It's a magical GPS.
Nice.
Yeah, basically. And
It's an ankle monitor we're gonna make Thaxel swallow.
Okay.
I was actually making it as a gift for Thaxel and Tassos and Dina and Thud.
Oh.
Yeah. So Aga's working on that in whatever free time he's got, and he would have been doing it probably since this is up to you, Dan, if I can get away with this or not, but probably since we first journeyed out of Pele. The journey back is when he probably would have started in whatever free time he had.
Ah, okay.
And you can let me know how much gold I have to remove for materials and shit like that.
Okay, I have it pulled up here, so we can actually run through it because it's kind of fun to do this.
Okay.
And yes, we could definitely, because out of game, you let me know about some of these things a while ago, so I have no problem making this happen. All right, so let's see for the cost. Let's go in here. Do you have this is tinkering you're working with, right?
It's artificing.
Oh, right, because you did get enough for that. Okay, right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're gonna
so I'm literally creating a magical item.
Okay, so there'll be two parts. There'll be tinkering involved to construct it, and then the artificing to imbue it with the magic.
Okay.
It's no different cost-wise or anything. Let's see, rank 2 in this, so it can be sold at a higher thing. Sure, mine, that's different.
I think I had rank 3 in the one before artificing and rank 1 in artificing.
Okay. So rank 3, you're able to imbue your signature mark in the items you create, adding to your renown, the value of your crafted items, and the legendary crafter that is you. Your wares can be sold for double the standard price, and if you have little trouble, and you have little trouble finding prospective buyers, as they are sought out by collectors and fans alike. Now that you don't have to focus so hard on the small stuff, you can pour your heart and soul. Ooh, that's right. You've got a 10% chance to imbue it just with tinkering. So,
okay. Do I get to make a check?
Yes, if you would use, so your tinkering would be dexterity in this. If we don't have that, then it's basically your dex check with proficiency.
Could I argue intelligence? As I'm not particularly dexterous, but I know what parts to put together.
We can break it down into 2, which intelligence first in the concept and design, and then dex with the execution. The higher you get with the first, the lower the DC is for the second.
Okay, cool. All right. So, just for fun, I'm going to roll both of them at the same time. Big one is intelligence, green one is dex.
Okay.
Oh, God. 13 plus 4. Do I get proficiency?
You do.
The intelligence check?
Mm-hmm.
So 13 plus 8, 21. Right? Because our proficiency is a plus 4 right now, correct?
It is. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, 21.
All right. Let's see that. In this case, let's see which level this is. This would be, let's see, compass is 100 gold, and so if you're doing, we'll just lump them together to make it a little easier. But each one falls under the rare category. You meet the level, and so rare is...
I designed the item to be common. I don't know if that matters or not.
Okay, it's going to end up being an uncommon, sort of like the Seeker's Compass.
Okay.
Once it's imbued. So that's going to be a very easy is mundane. Easy is common, medium. So a DC of 17, which you pass. And you had a what, 21?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Which only beats it by 4, I don't believe by 5. So.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll the dexterity with proficiency and all, and we'll see if this bolsters it a little bit.
So that's a 10 because I rolled a 7.
Okay.
With a -1 in dex and +4 proficiency. So.
That's fine. That is adequate to complete this. And it's 100 gold, so that's 1 day of crafting per each.
Would you be telling anybody or needing any help?
I think that.
Because you could
let
get.
Let me roll.
Yeah.
Because Nobelle could definitely help with this.
There's crafter's camaraderie, a fellow crafter that can assist in a substantial, relevant manner, which Nobelle could with the magic. May offer to do so, thereby giving you advantage on the roll for that crafting session.
It's if you would have looked for any help.
I don't think on this one he would have. I think to a certain extent, being from hell, his creative side, his as in like creation, not just like being creative, but as in like making things as opposed to destroying them. It's kind of like his like guilty pleasure. So he doesn't really talk about it a lot. He just kind of does it. Yeah.
So let me know how many of these you want to do.
So I'm not sure how you want to count it. I want to do 4 bands, but I want each 2 of them to be like one item. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Where like, I mean, one of them alone without the other one to match it is pointless because it won't actually attune to anything.
Well, each compass from the Adventurer's Guide is 100 gold pieces if you were to buy one. Since you're crafting it and you rolled well, you didn't really waste any materials or anything. So that's half price. So you're looking at for each 100 gold for each set, so 200 gold in total for all 4. And if you could roll an Arcana check for the magic imbuing part, which is you casting a relevant spell, into it, or just expending some spell slots.
Ooh, that's not bad. 15 plus 4 for 19.
Beautiful. The 2 are finely tuned. With that roll, so they do a very good job of pointing, right on the spot, and they don't get too much interference from other unless there's something crazy.
It doesn't.
Zany.
I didn't intend for it to determine like height or anything like that. It was just like it points in the direction of the other band.
Nice.
So
all right, and they look really nice. Whatever design you want them to have, you did that was sort of for the dexterity check part, but your intelligence design pulled it up, so it's pretty solid. It looks nice, to the untrained eye. It looks
so
really
I have to say that I shamelessly ripped this item from another DM that posts his items.
Oh, how cool!
So I actually have a photo. If you'd like me to send it to you, and you can put it up on the
absolutely
thing.
Yeah,
sure.
Please.
Copy image location. Sure, I'm going to send it to you right now. What's the best format? Discord?
Yes.
Okay. Here you go.
Thank you. Oh, how cool.
Yeah. And I have been actually like going through all of that. That guy has a subreddit, and I've been going through it and looking up stuff and getting inspiration for ideas on what to make.
That is awesome.
With the artificer stuff. So, does completing items grant me any experience?
It does. Yep.
Sweet. I do not believe that we ever ended up putting that on my character sheet.
Put this out here. Let me check your character sheet. I had it in the inventory. No, never didn't put it in there. All right, so I will figure out what that is in total after the stream. But yes, and I'll let you know what it is. It's in the. I'll have to look it up in the document. But some good XP. All right.
Sweet.
So here's the band. Found and lost. That's so sweet.
Yeah. And I thought when I found it, I was like, this is perfect. I was like, I need this for Thud and Dina, and then as Thaxel and oh my God, his name is escaping.
Tassos
started having moments as well. I was like, I have to make it for both of them. So
love it. All right. Yep. So we'll say those are complete as of this time spent upon returning.
He'll keep them on him for now, and then he'll go to the meeting.
Okay. All right. Anyone else before dinner or?
Yeah, typically I would have gone with Ray and spent time with her
Mhm.
and like set everything up. But I'm kind of distancing myself
Oh.
from Rhea, and I actually follow Aga, and if he won't let me in the room, I sit outside and ask questions through the door.
He'll let you in the room.
Okay. So then while he's crafting
Mhm.
or doing whatever he's doing for those few hours, she's going through, like, she's just got the books from the library and, like, confirming everything about meth.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think effectively everything from that document that is known in the Hells, Aga would know, and so you would know. If there's any like of his history that might be a little more behind the scenes, then that might be some stuff we can find in books and everything. But most of what's on that page, you would know now.
Okay.
Yeah, I was supposed to message everybody a long thing I wrote up about Aga, and I did not because we got a new puppy this week. So
So sweet.
yeah, so
And you haven't shared with the class. That's rude.
I mean, I could go get her if you want.
Is that her? Is that her?
Yes,
Oh.
that's her. She just walked by, and that's
Aw.
Sophie. Sophie, come here. Come here, Sophie. Oh, Ruby. Oh, see that Ruby is the new one. That's her, and Sophie is the one we've
Hey,
had
sweet
for
puppy.
about a year and a half.
Aw.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi, Blueberry.
She is a 1-year-old golden retriever and bulldog mix that our boss at work rescued and couldn't keep because she was fighting with her Pomeranians.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, thank you
So-
for rescuing.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, well-
instead of a goldfish, it's a gold dog.
Well, yes, but my favorite part of the whole story is that she's golden brown and Sophie's golden brown, and they are. I'm not sure if you heard my girlfriend in the back. They are the Golden Girls because
that's amazing.
their name is Sophie and Ruby, which
Oh my
very much
God.
sounds like the Golden Girls. You know, like
Yes.
that was actually Victoria who pointed that one out. So
amazing.
Golden Girls.
I just sweet puppies.
come here, come say
Oh.
hi, come say hi. Oh, you big floofer.
Oh,
And
no.
Sophie wants to get in on the action.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a little timid compared to Sophie, but
Oh,
She's just
She'll
no.
warm up. She'll warm up.
Look at her.
Oh.
yeah, they
Oh, I
started
love
wrestling
puppies.
today, and we were very happy about it.
So cute.
Look at them.
Okay, go get her. Go get her. That's a good Ruby.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
I
of
love it
course.
so much.
Of course.
Those puppers.
Yeah, I was telling Amelia for the longest time, like, can't get a second dog till I get a cat, because it was just my way of pushing it down the road.
Ah, okay.
And then I secretly got together with our boss after she said that the dog needed a home, and Sophie met her and got along, and so I surprised her with a dog.
Oh, that's great. Adieu, puppies.
Yeah. So I have about 10 billion brownie points that I've been burning through rapidly.
Nice.
Anyway, back to D&D.
Okay.
But yeah, he'll tuck the bands away and hold on to them until he sees an opportunity to give them. And as for Ari, I promise I will actually this week I swear to God write something up and send it to you.
No worries.
But I feel like in the books, Mephistopheles has probably planted some falsehoods about himself, and I feel like I don't know how much because that's going to be kind of a little bit up to Dan. But you know, I'm sure that there are rumors about Mephistopheles that are definitely overstated or not true, and he would probably, I mean, for lack of a better term, because he's definitely not human, he would humanize him a little bit, where it's like, yes, he's like an incredibly powerful like mage demon, well, mage devil, but he's not like a god, you know, he's
Right.
not, yeah, he's
I think-
killable.
Are
He killed
you
the- he
a
killed-
god?
He, like the guy that was in that position before him wasn't a god either because he killed him. So
Right.
yeah, so he would very much like your term of being under his rule brain bullshit is not forever. You could get out of it. And that's going to be like the theme when you and Aga have conversations. Is you can be like, listen, it's not the end of the world. You can get out of this.
I'm less worried about who this is at this point. Like I said, I didn't know this was real. Putting a name to it at first was the best and worst thing. But I've completely overlooked how this happens. What I was so pissed about is that somebody did this to me.
Well,
How?
somebody might not have done it to you, as in, like, it may not have been your parents or a person that was there. It may have been him. He may have chosen you.
It can work that way? Everything she's known about warlocks, I think, has been like deals and pacts.
Well, it's a little complicated. Like... Okay, so Dan, I'm not sure how warlocks work in your world. Can you give me a brief breakdown of how they work? Like, is every single one an actual pact, like an agreement? Because in my world, it's kind of like a Horcrux, where, like, if you get a piece of a soul stuck on you, then you're a warlock. Whoops. Like, it could work anyway.
So in this world, it's very blurred lines with agreements, in that you might not realize, it's not like a straightforward, okay, I'm going to give you power, you take this. It can be done with certain rituals to another person instead of the person making the deal. It can also be, little tiny whispers that you just think are like, that voice on your shoulder that are like, let's do this, and it sounds something innocent, but
by agreeing to it, you agree to the contract. Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
All right. So he'll kind of explain that a little bit, and he'll be like, devils are literally the epitome of tricking people into agreements that they didn't know they were even signing up for. So it may not have been anybody else. It may have been you, and you didn't even realize you were doing it. Pay close attention to how he speaks, particularly the way he says, let's do this, or how about this, and things like that. It's if he says, like, how about we do ABC, and then you do it, you've just agreed to something in action.
That happened afterwards.
The pain happened afterwards.
No,
but
his voice happened afterwards. I woke up on
his voice
fire.
may not have been his the first time. He may have made himself sound like you, and he was speaking into your brain, sounding like you yourself. Magic is terrifying. Devils are terrifying. The hard thing is, you may never get answers. You may get answers. You may not.
I will get answers, whether I have to get them from his fucking brain alone. I will get these answers.
Okay. Might be a hard journey. Just be ready for that. Is he listening right now?
I can't.
Ask him. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, I know your name now. And
then call out to me.
I can't hear any of this, correct?
no.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Oh, God.
All right, Mephistopheles.
Oh, thank
What do
God.
you
She
want?
said it wrong.
Oh.
It's not an agreement. Aga will go like, careful.
Mephistopheles.
Oh, shit.
Roll a wisdom saving throw, if you would, Ari.
Oh, God.
Natural 18 plus
Ooh,
4.
nice.
Okay.
You feel a surge of power. Not quite taking in an attempt to sort of take over some of your faculties, but you push it back. You maintain control. You do gain 7 temporary hit points, though, because you still held on to some of that power. You just rolled really high with your saving throw.
Hey.
Those will last for 12 hours. Or rather,
Nothing.
until you get a full rest, they'll stay there.
I mean, how does this work now? Before you'd be chatty, and now the only time is if you take over my body?
Together, we will do great things. You're not prepared for the power that I bestow. So, I'm breaking you in.
Answer me this. This I'm saying in my head. Or actually, I don't know what comes out. I'll leave that up to Dan, whether I have to say this out loud or in my head.
Up to you.
Who's he to you?
And you're thinking of Aga here.
Mm-hmm.
A loyal servant.
That's it. You've got, like, I'm sure hundreds of them. What is he to you? That I'll say out loud.
Oh, okay. Make a persuasion check.
Uh, 16 plus 7. So 16, 7, 23.
Ah. You got a 23, so can you roll one more time?
Natural 19 plus 7.
Ooh, okay, that is enough. That does beat him in 7. Okay.
What is he to you?
A hopeful. An heir in a long line of heirs. He has my boundless. Oh gosh, what's the term? Looking to move up.
Ambition.
Thank you. Ugh, I hate it when my brain does that. Boundless ambition. But not as important as you.
Bet you say that to all the girls. I just look at Aga again.
And you can hear him trying to put on that charming side, and present as that charming individual, very human-like.
So you're like related. Is that what you are?
He's my uncle's father's dog's brother's roommate's best friends. Sorry, couldn't help it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
A monkey's uncle.
He is of my kin, of my line.
I repeat this to Aga.
I mean, I figured as much, kind of knew as much, but
Kind of a dick. Well, I mean, like, sometimes he's funny, but
it's actually funny quite often. That's what makes him such a dick. Well, every once in a while, it's a good idea to remind him he doesn't actually control you.
I think I
Yes.
just did. I think he
Well-
tried to talk to you again.
Well, there's reminding him that he doesn't actually control you by denying him control of your body. And there's him saying, let's do this, and you saying no, and taking the pain.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he told me to hurt everybody in my party.
I didn't get an invite to a party.
This group I'm traveling with.
Oh, I know.
I know. He seems to
just
very
kidding.
much like collecting blood. It's kind of a thing of his in various amounts.
Aga will gesture towards the bloodstains on his floor. Well aware. It's kind of a thing.
While usually I give him copious amounts when it's another asshole he asks it for, but I wasn't quite ready to give him the blood of these people. I almost thought about with Dina and Thaxel, like that. Oh my god, it was so close. Just like a little blood, not like a lot of blood.
You know what's crazy is, I think if anything, their blood is probably the most valuable to him. With how much I've watched Thaxel shape change, there's got to be an amazing amount of druidic magic in her blood. Just from suffusion of shape change. And then there's got to be lingering magic in Dina's blood. I don't know where she's from, but good God.
Pretty sure like her dad's a dragon, something like that.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of magic in there, though. Deals made with demons descended from a devil. Oh, God. Ugh. Oh. Anyway.
Says the relative of the voice in my head.
Well, it's hard to argue with you there. I was just thinking about the pain it's caused me and how hard it must be for her. That's all.
They seemed to like it. It wasn't quite the same. Magic wasn't painful for them like it was for me. I don't know how it was for you. I know your upbringing wasn't, but I hated magic, and he made me hate magic, and then he made me want it and love it. But they kind of showed me that I could control it, which is why, again, I kind of like them sticking around, but...
Magic is a tool. There's no reason to love or hate it unless it works. Or doesn't. Respectively. I don't see any reason to love it any more than you'd love a sword or armor or anything else. It's something to keep you alive.
Have you seen how much Rhea loves her claws?
They've kept her alive, haven't they?
They're also pretty, but I think that's another reason she likes them.
She does have a propensity for pretty things, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
Well, speaking of pretty things, and he'll hold up the bands that he's made. He's got literally braided metal wire that goes all the way around and has a little ring that unhooks from one end and another one with a little compass on top. He goes, how's that?
I'm at it. I play with it. I
Tastes
start
like
to cast
metal.
it. Wait, what is it?
It's it locates the other one, see, and he'll hold up another one, and you can see that the arrows on them are kind of like wiggling in the direction of the other band, and as he moves them, they kind of like...
Please tell me one of these is for Thaxel. Please tell me one of this is for Thaxel.
You know, I was thinking that it would be nice to give one to Thaxel and one to Tassos.
Okay, that works. I'm pretty sure Rhea can always find Tassos, so that means if we can always find Tassos, we can always find Thaxel, because I swear to God, she runs off one more time, Aga.
I think... I'm not particularly fluent in social circles here. But I think perhaps the reason she does that so often is that she's afraid of a cage. So I think the best way to make her not run is to not put a cage around her.
I don't think we could if we tried.
Oh, we could, but it would suck.
She bites.
That's what, well, yes. Yes, she does. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's about time we head to the war room, though. Let's get going. And I don't think that we actually... Did we get a long rest?
Yeah, I think,
We did
yeah.
previously.
Ultimate,
Okay.
eventually, yeah.
Okay. Good. I just wanted to make sure I had... Because it said that like all my spell slots are back, and I was like, is that accurate? So I just wanted to make sure. But okay. All right, cool.
All right.
Then I'll get up and let Ari lead me to the war room.
Okay. Tassel's at one point, he knows to be punctual, and he'll get up and just sort of, lean in and give Thaxel a kiss on the top of her furry... Is it wolf or dire wolf?
I was like, well, my thought was dire wolf.
Okay.
But if the dire wolf's not going to fit
No,
in a mansion, then it should probably do a wolf. So whatever is going to be size appropriate.
yeah, dire wolf will definitely work. It's such a huge estate, and all the doors, everything's, fits plenty. So,
Perfect.
He scratches and just gives a kiss. And, well, I reckon it's time to head up to the war room.
I just kind of like nudge his hand or his leg or whatever is closest to my snout, and just kind of like to motion him to go ahead and go.
He stumbles and falls onto your back because he's mostly drunk right now. He's highly buzzed but not inebriated. Do you want to flop him off or
No, just kind of like readjust to kind of like give him some sort of support to walk him to the...
Okay. Mm-hmm. You can flip him up and just... I mean, you're huge, so he can just, kind of rest on you. And you make your way up to the war room. Nobella, are you doing anything, or are you just bamfing into the...
She was meditating.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly meditating, looking over maps, and doing the kind of, like, after she did a little bit of meditating, getting her key points back, she did the obsessive wall of crazy looking and tracking and doing everything.
Okay.
And then, she'll bamf into the war room.
Nice. Poof, poof. Okay. Actually, you're, down the hallway from the war room, and Tass like, what? Wait, I need to take a bio break real quick. Then I'll be ready to go. He slides off your back, and and we'll do our bio break. Blah blah blah. 8 to 10 minutes. Blah blah blah. We'll be back. So I'll have
blah,
our
blah, blah, blah.
yeah. I'll leave our audio on, so we can still chat with folks in chat, but our video will be blocked with the be right back screen. So catch you all shortly.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Just a heads up, I may possibly be dipping out a little early today because it has been a stressful day. And when we got back from the family thing, the new puppy had peed and pooped all over the apartment. So
Okay,
I am
no worries.
exhausted and need some sleep for work tomorrow. So
Totally understand. Yep, and I think it's going to be a lot of travel and then meeting the bear, and I don't know that there'll be anything that you'll miss or say anything huge. So yep. Whenever you need to, do it.
I feel bad, but
No, man, you need rest. I totally get it.
all right.
Awesome. All right.
Hop in the stream and hang out with them while you guys go do your thing.
Okay, cool. All right, catch y'all shortly. Oops.
Where's chat? That's not. Whoops.
What is going on?
Oh wait, have we actually?
We know in the morning I have to come home, but you were up until 11:30 at night coming down constantly. I will, because you're not listening to me, and that hurts my feelings. I just need you to go to bed. The reason you're not sleeping is because you keep coming down. Now, something hurting? Something wrong? Hmm? I know, but we can't, this is becoming a thing for you. Coming down a lot at night, and we can't. If you only do it once every once in a blue moon, not often at all, then I don't mind. When I'm not doing this, right? And then maybe we can hang out, relax, but not like this. That's like once a month. Not 10 times a week. I know, but what do you think to make you feel better to sleep? I really don't want you to lose things. Well, I'll let you have electronics back, and I won't take any switch points away. I'll let you hit the reset button now, and give you your stuff back if you can just let me down and go to sleep. Okay, and I won't come on me if you can just stay in bed and sleep. If not, then you're gonna get that stuff back again and again tomorrow. But she needs to know, because if you're not listening to me, I need to ask for help from Molly. Hmm? You can read it. Mm-hmm. Okay, but this is it for tonight, Katie, okay? I'll see you in the morning and give you big hugs, yeah? Thank you. I love you so much. But we need to rest up, okay? I'll see you in the morning, alright? Get all your stuff back as long as you stay in bed and rest. But I need you to calm me down and stay in bed. I really do. When we're coming down, because I'm trying to be, not upset now but your heart in my direction for coming down. It's frustrating. And it's not an emergency, so.
So I totally wasn't here at the beginning of stream. How is your fucking wedding, bro?
It was amazing.
Yeah. I saw like. Oh my god! I'm sorry. The stream is not muted, and it just. Anyway, but I saw like a picture or two, I think, on Twitter or something like that.
Yeah.
Looks
I
really
haven't-
cute, dude.
Thanks.
You guys looked great.
Thanks.
Oh god.
All the majority of our stuff is on Facebook. I don't know if you're friends. I don't think you're friends with me on Facebook.
I don't think I'm friends with anybody but Victoria.
I'm friends with Victoria, so you can
Okay.
find me through there.
Okay.
Because everyone's sharing everything on there, so there's more.
Okay.
I do have donut. There's one picture on Twitter that I shared, and then
I think that's the one I saw with you and him, like at
Yeah.
the end of it or something like that. Yeah.
So we had I think it was right before they announced us at the reception. The owner took that picture of us, and it was like, oh my god, this is my favorite thing ever. So now it's like, turn on. No, it's our.
That's so cute. Y'all are adorable.
Thanks. We had we actually left early because it was Sunday, So people were like trickling out and like leaving, and I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and like leave early. So we left like an hour early, which was totally fine because I was white. And
I bet.
we did the whole, we were planning on doing sparklers for our exit, but we did lightsabers instead. So
You guys are such nerds. I love it.
it was
Right.
so great. So like everyone had, I think there's a video. No, I think it's just on my Instagram.
Please tell me you left your wedding to the Imperial March.
We did. No, it was the Star Wars theme.
Oh.
But the rehearsal dinner.
Okay,
Had-
okay.
yeah.
It took me a second to remember which one that was, but okay.
Yeah. The Star Wars theme was when we exited. But my rehearsal dinner, my dad was dressed up as Darth Vader because we had a Halloween costume rehearsal dinner.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm actually wearing what he wore.
Okay.
You know, I needed some evil energy in me for tonight.
Yeah, I had my Waldo hat on, but it's too hot.
Yeah, I think I'm about to shed this one because it's, yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, so like my dad had a shirt that said, "I am your father," and Darth Vader mask and the red lightsaber. And so when we were rehearsing, I came down the stairs to the Imperial March. And then we get up to the where the officiant was, and he's like, they're like, so who gives this bride away? It's like, her father. Like points the whole lightsaber at the officiant, I think it was. And yeah, it was all of those videos and stuff were on my Facebook. So yeah,
That's amazing, dude. I'll have to go add you because I totally want to see that. I love that kind of stuff because I just went in the past 2 years now. I think I've been to like 5 or 6 weddings in the
Oh, wow.
past 2 years. Yeah, everybody all at once was like, "Guess what? We're getting married. Drop all of your money."
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was in the wedding party for like all of them, and and it was just
We have one in 3 weeks.
Oh,
yeah.
yay.
It's dude, weddings are so much fun. I
I had
a
a lot of
blast at
fun.
every single one. The only one that kind of ended a little bit badly was because I was drunk, and I looked at my girlfriend and I said, "Are you good?" And she goes, "I'm fine." She had way more than me, and she drove home on like the major highway in our city, and like she got on the highway and she was driving, and I was talking to her, and she's like, "You need to stop talking," and she was like
Oh no.
staring at the road, and I was like, "You're not good, are you?" And she was like, "Shut up, we're gonna get home." And I was like, "Oh God."
This is why for my bachelorette party we had a limo that was gifted to us or gifted to me and my girls, and we took a Uber or Lyft home, whichever one it was. But so the first song, the song that we danced to for our first dance, you'll have to look it up on YouTube. It's called Critical Hit on My Heart. And it's a D&D related song. And I love it so much.
Oh my God.
Critical Hit on My Heart by Marshall Gray. Here, maybe I can do this in the chat. My sister took video of the whole dance, and I'm like, I've watched it at least 10 times since she sent that to me. I was like, oh my God.
Do we have any big Doctor Who nerds here?
I love Doctor Who.
So,
Hold on. This tattoo is Doctor Who related. It says
Bad
Bad Wolf in Welsh, so Blythe Droog, and it has the wolf with like the leaves, with Clara's character, Clara, whatever, and yeah. I love that.
So you should do this then. My gift to one of my friend's wedding, because she's a huge Doctor Who nerd, was a clock with a little inscription, and so it was the time that they said their I do's, and it says, "This is our moment in time," or "This is our Oh,
Fixed
God, I
point
have
in
to-
time.
this is
The one that can't be changed.
yeah.
Mhm.
God,
Yeah, fixed point in time.
Yes. So
quote.
I thought, what was it? We had an hour before the ceremony, and we were instructed to hide for that hour. And so the entire hour I was like pacing because my nerves were so like heightened. I could feel like little tingles in my arms. I had butterflies in my stomach. And I was like, let's just like, I need time to like hurry up and go. My DJ, who is a friend of mine, played some like nice music while people were kind of coming in. And then she played the Lord of the Rings soundtrack, and I almost lost it because it's Lord of the Rings is my favorite thing in the world. And I was like, she did not just play this. These are my songs. I was like, don't cry, don't cry. It was great. It was so great. If I could just like relive that day over again, I totally would. Totally would. But it was great. And then we had to run around a lot yesterday. And then we had the rest of the week off just to kind of like chill and relax.
Glad you had a good time.
Yeah, no, there was, I forgot the guest book at our house. I was like, oh shit. And so I had texted him and I was like, did you get it by chance? I don't even know where it's at. And then I was talking to my photographer, who's also a really dear friend of mine. I was like, oh, that's okay. We'll just like write our vows on there and like frame it or something. But no, he brought that back. And then for our center table, I didn't notice until maybe it was after the ceremony, but he added the DM screen on our table. I was like, yes.
That's pretty great.
Oh my God. So now I can share all my bridal pictures, everything, and it's gonna be great. And yes, Half Done It, I will be watching that on Amazon. Say your vows. I can't do that. I was choking up during my vows, really bad.
Dude,
Oh my gosh.
Singing at emotional ceremonies is one of the hardest things to do.
I
For
give
real.
props to whoever can do it because I was an emotional wreck, like in a good way.
I've had to sing at multiple funerals before. So it's
hard.
it is hard. The
is
thing
so
you have to
hard.
do is just not think about why you're singing, just concentrate on the singing, you know?
Right. Like,
I can
yeah,
barely
like,
talk at emotional stuff. Like, damn.
well, again, like halfway through my vows, I was like, like, no, like it was funny. My girls, we were lined up and they were like, I was like, okay, no emotions. I'm a robot.
It didn't work.
Recapture whatever. Click all the signs that have a stoplight in it. And like, we were, oh my God. And then I got down, I was like, nope, I'm gone.
What is the Cybermen quote? I know Daleks say exterminate, but Cybermen say something, don't they?
Yeah.
I wish I could remember what it was. It's been so long since I've watched Doctor Who.
Oh my God, why can't I think you'll be upgraded or something, but I think I don't think they have like a single catchphrase. I think it's like a series of catchphrases.
I don't know.
Delete.
Catchphrase.
Delete. I think they say delete.
Steph
And
just said they said assimilate, but that sounds a little.
You will be
It's-
upgraded. You will become like us. Upgrading is compulsory. But the battle cry of the 2006 is delete. Excellent, destroy them, delete. You will be upgraded. You will become like us. Upgrading is compulsory.
Yeah,
Oh my
I think
God, this
delete.
one
I think
says-
delete.
That
Is
sounds
the-
like the Borg.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I saw this picture and it said, why no emotions? Because it hurts. This is Daxel right now. There we go.
Yeah.
Hone in on Daxel.
This is why Stephen and I are planning on running away to Scotland and eloping, and then just having a party when we get back.
I would totally say yes, like do it. But now that I've had the ceremony, like it meant so much seeing
No.
my family there. And I think, because I told everybody, I was like, I'm never planning another wedding again. This was like so stressful. I will rather go elope and come back and have a party. But when I was walking down the aisle, I got to see like my aunt and like my uncle and like my family there. And that to me, and having my girls stand with me was so worth it at the end of the day. So
we've split it up on this idea where like you can like it's pretty much going to be like us and like 10 people.
I mean, we invited almost 200, and then we got 100 RSVPs, like saying they would be there. And then the day of, I think we had about 10 not show up. So, which 4 of them was like, they had things, they got sick. I was like, I don't want you here. It's fine. It's totally fine. And then for the other like 3 or however many other didn't show up, I was like, it's fine. But
the biggest wedding I went to was 180 people, and it was too many.
my sister's wedding was 180.
God,
A lot of people.
it's huge. It was like
Yes.
it was way too much. I was like, oh my god, y'all gotta stop this shit.
Yes, I don't know what the final count was. But like I had like this whole itinerary set, and like we were planning on leaving 9 to 9:30, but I was like, it is Sunday. People need to work the next day, or majority are leaving to go out of town. And I was like, we might as well just head out an hour early. Why not? So, but it was a lot of fun. I had no appetite whatsoever.
Did you have a designated food bridesmaid? Whenever my friends got married, one person was just always like, feed the bride drinks and like goldfish or snacks. It was like it was her job to only do that.
That was all of my girls. They were like, you have to eat. You have to eat. I was like, guys, I'm seriously not hungry.
Like, a bit of Toastmate. Come on.
So I had a bakery make some like homemade, she calls them Pop-Tarts, and that's the only thing I could compare it to, but they're homemade and like gluten-free and all that stuff, and it was amazing. And then I barely had like half of a protein bar, and I was like, I seriously can't eat. And then the owner of the venue grabbed our plates for us. Like, I guess they had already had piled on our food, and we were sitting there like just picking at it because we had no appetite at all. I barely like drank anything. It was hectic, but it was good. It was a good night. But
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
yeah. Even then, like, it was supposed to be outside, and then it snowed days before, melted the day after, but at the venue, if there was one section that the chairs would have been in, the snow hadn't melted yet, so they had to come out with like torches to like try to get all the snow off. Blowtorch, yeah. And then they were like, well, it's all melted, and I was like, but I was like, it's gonna be wet, and they just had their patio done, and like, I was a little upset about that. But the day of, it was so cold that I was like, I'm so glad that I decided the night before, I was like, we're doing everything inside, screw this noise. And it was absolutely perfect. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And I didn't fall down the stairs.
That's
Plus side.
I keep forgetting that it's winter because I live in Florida and it was like 85 degrees today.
It's not winter though. Like,
It's October. It's winter.
It's fall. But I think Texas missed the memo, or at least the area of Texas that I'm in, because further south Texas, there's still like a 90-degree weather. Where I am.
Didn't Utah get a shitload of snow this week?
No, not Utah. We got like an inch-ish, maybe, and like it melted on all the roads and sidewalks. It's still on the grass, but no, my family over in Colorado has 10 inches and counting.
Yeah.
Right now.
Wow.
We have
and this
there.
is normal. So it's like, oh, there's a blizzard on Halloween. Okay.
See,
People still go trick or treating.
oh yeah.
This is why you design your Halloween costume to have a winter coat under it.
Yeah.
So wait, so you're telling me that they like cut down on the slutty costumes because they can't be cold?
Sure.
It's where you wear a coat, and then once you get inside places where the party is,
You're like,
Yeah.
kapow! Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of winters in New Hampshire for college.
See, they're saying it feels like 13 degrees or about 17 degrees here. And it has not been this cold at this time of year where I'm at least 2 to 3 years. Like, that's why I was like, it'll be fine. We'll be able to have it outdoors. It's no big deal. Just kidding.
Yeah, see, our weather is still in this 40 degrees at night and 80 degrees during the day, and everything's on fire. Literally.
Yeah, my cousin's over in California. I have family everywhere, but thank goodness he's safe.
Hey, do you want to see our forecast for tonight? Where I am right now, do you see that single digit? That's a 1,
What? Gross.
and there's a snowflake.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, we're
dude?
supposed to be getting snow tonight too, and I have things to do tomorrow. Like,
Except I feel like that's weird to me. Like snow in Texas is weird to me. Like I'm like right by Idaho, so it's like that makes sense to me. But
What's crazy for me is that I've been in Florida since 2001, so I've pretty well adjusted to the temperature as much as you can. And I visited last February. I was in Niagara Falls. It was 8 degrees outside, and I was walking around in a long sleeve t-shirt and jeans, and I loved it. I thought it was the best thing since sliced bread. I was like, oh my god, I want to have a fucking snowball fight. Somebody hit me in the face with some snow. Like, I'm down for this. Like,
we
and
did
I still
that
was
Thursday.
sweating. I was like, oh my god, but I loved it. I loved the cold.
I did well.
yeah.
I like the cold, but that day, like,
But not on your
even-
wedding day.
I was
Yeah,
like trying
for
to
sure.
cut my food, and I was like, there's no feeling in my hands. I was like, it's a good thing I don't have an appetite. I'm fine.
This
But it was
rib is really tough.
It's
I
like-
can't. That's your finger.
Nice.
It's okay. I can't feel it.
Aw.
I was like, thank goodness it was all like indoors. But when we finally went back to go do more pictures, the wind had died down, and it was tolerable. I was like,
Dude.
that was fine. Like, this was totally okay. Not 13, whatever. It was just fucking cold, and it was still fun.
I just realized not next weekend, the 5th, but the following Tuesday, the 12th, I will be out of commission. I have a conference in San Francisco.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
How dare you? I'm livid.
I have to go hang out with a bunch of engineers and product people.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
That actually does sound like, well, product people, engineers.
It's me and 7 engineers in a building in my office.
Nice.
Product people are hit and miss. Some of them are great, some of them are awful. Some of them are too pushy, but
I mean, literally a job.
that's you?
Yeah, I'm a product
Yeah.
manager, for a software
Yeah,
company.
but you're a product manager. You're not a salesman. That's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I work in an OR where the salesmen are pushy.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm an actual PM, so I write all the stuff for the engineers.
Okay. That's totally cool. That's fine. I just have bad experiences with salesmen.
Ah,
Salespeople are the worst.
for real. I'm just kidding.
Hey-o.
People are
Look at that
great.
cup. Look at that cup.
My maid of honor got this for me months ago, and I was like, I can't use it yet. Now I can.
Yay.
So sorry. Indulge me while I'm just like,
Oh,
Hey.
for sure.
You're a newlywed. You're allowed to.
Yeah.
eat a little
For like the
bit.
next 2 years, you're in the honeymoon phase.
Yeah, in the literal
Yeah.
honeymoon phase. Yeah, go for it.
I'm just so happy. I really can't do Thaxel any justice tonight, so I apologize.
Nice.
Okay, that's a good thing actually, where you're too happy to be your sad character, as opposed to the other way around.
My sad character. Oh.
Well, I mean, she's sad right now.
She is very sad right
I
now.
mean, the great thing is that it actually really fits with Axel right now, because she's actually really happy right now. She just experienced 17 years of paradise.
I know.
So,
And then she
She's in a
lost it
honeymoon
all.
phase.
Yeah.
It hasn't hit her yet. She's still in a good mood, you know? Like, it's in character.
Nice.
Okay, good. Just
Whew. All right. Well, enter the war room. Rhea has maps sprawled out of Vossarel, including the one that may or may not still be shared out, but it's just labeled Vossarel in your images and maps in case you wanted to look. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. She runs down, what we're looking to do. Get out to that port city, and she goes over paths. I imagine. Let me fix the names. Nobelle, you probably say.
Yeah, she would point and say, "This is the route right here."
Okay. All right. Well. All right. Well, we'll trust your judgment, kind of eye everyone else to see how they take Nobelle's info. Let's see. Sorry, I'm going to slow down for a sec. Quickly switch some tags here.
How much against are we maybe making a quick stop in Stonehearth? I've got connections there in case we need to either refuel or...
It's faster if you want to avoid Stonehearth. It's a couple of days out of the way.
Okay, just saying, it's an option.
It is an option. Cannot remember that. But I'm of the opinion that we should just go straight through.
Ray will look around a bit. Now, we can certainly hit that on the way back, or, really, we're deciding a course of action together, so hold it to a vote. This seems, I've got some things brewing back home I'm going to need to take care of, but this, I feel like finishing this fight for Thaxel, something important. My vote's to head on through. Thaxel?
she's gonna just go out.
1 howl for yes, 2 howls for no.
Ow.
Well, technically that was 2 howls. Not just kidding.
Dan!
Dad!
Yeah. All right, Nobelle, we know your vote. Ari, where are you standing?
Getting it over is fine. Maybe we'll just stop on the way back.
We'll make sure we do. Do you need me to send any information, or we have some resources here available to us if we wanted to send something out to Stonehearth with urgency?
Yeah, I'll send I'll write it to you later, Dan, but I'll send it to the family there that I've been keeping up. Just
Nice. Okay.
let them know we're going if they need work there.
Excellent.
And how the whole kidnapping situation, I know it's been a while,
Right? Nice.
just checking in with that family.
Yeah. Okay. And Aga?
So I missed the first bit of this session. Basically, or what we are debating here is whether or not we want to go chase down the phylactery today.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 routes we can take through the mountains. One will take us directly there, and then the other one goes a little bit out of the way to hit Stonehearth,
and then you go
Stonehearth,
way out
and
of the
then-
way to wrap around the mountains. It's less dangerous.
But also, we don't know the phylactery is there.
So
are
we're-
going
We're going to we're right in Pele right now, and we're going to Port Esela'Nu, which is nearby Embergate. You can see on that map there. So the fastest way, but probably the most dangerous, is through the mountains. Longer, less dangerous. So we're deciding on which path to take.
And what did I howl yes to? Was it to
That
go
was just whether or not to pursue this or.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Nobella shared she just has a contact there of somebody that might be able to help us.
Oh, he will.
Let's hope.
How many days has it been since we accidentally killed Revis?
It's been over a week, hasn't
3
it?
days for there. It's been just over a week, I think.
So he has reformed.
Yeah, he's reformed. So finding his phylactery will no longer be a thing. We'll be finding him.
But if we find it, no, we can still find the phylactery.
Yeah, but he'll
Destroy
have it
that.
on him now because he'll know we're after him.
Maybe not.
I mean, he doesn't strike me as an idiot, but we'll see.
Maybe not an idiot, but overconfident.
Maybe. We'll see. But I think that we should definitely take a safer route. I think a direct route, there's no need to rush. I think rushing is just going to get us hurt when we don't need it.
Then I think maybe not going all the way around the mountains, but going through Stonehearth. We have safe passage there. We have housing, connections.
Sure. I'm
I
fine
feel
with it.
there's a rush to get there if he's already reformed, because he could be reforming anywhere on this continent.
Ow.
Nice.
And the fact that he was over here, he was here for a reason.
My point is, whatever he was doing in that tower on the lake, he was doing some sort of ritual. The sooner we get to him, the sooner we can stop whatever it is that he's doing.
After watching that forest rot before us, she busts into a rot. No. I'm gonna vote for expediency here. If you're confident in this fastest route, that'd be my vote.
And Ray is the deciding factor. It's me and Aga that stop through Stonehearth, and Tassos, Daxel, and Nobella.
Okay.
Aga's not leaning towards anything. He just
Oh.
doesn't think that any urgency is gone because whatever ritual he was doing is done. And,
Or it's only part of it.
I mean, even if it's only part of it, we'll just end up in a goose chase chasing him down one way or the other. I don't think a few days is going to matter. But that's Aga's just saying he doesn't care. He just sees no point in rushing at this point.
Okay. Alright, shortcut it is. Let's all get in a good night's rest. Now Tassos, and he already knows what she's going to say, so you can see him sort of, put his hand across Thaxel's neck, Direwolf Thaxel's neck, and just kind of pull close to her. You can't come with us for this. You've got to get back to town. This is, with me gone. It's not the safety of the city. We can't both be out there. And he's just heartbroken. He's heartbroken and trying to sort out this new reality. I know. I just haven't missed a day by her side, and he gives you an extra scratch behind your ear. Almost 2 decades, and now it's a lot. I know I've got to do it, but I'll leave in the morning. I'll see y'all off and leave in the morning.
Be sure to actually rest tonight.
Nice. No.
Shoot her a look like.
No promises. He lifts his hand up as he turns and goes and gets. I need another drink. And he just pours himself another drink, really distraught.
I kind of want to nudge and kind of take a piece, whatever, like his sleeve in my teeth or whatever, to try to direct him out of the room.
Okay. All right, and he heads out of the room. Rhea calls a close to the meeting, and plenty of dinner is being made. Sorry, Horsey. Yes, there is. Plenty of dinner, and everything. She's just called for rest, and you can all leave first thing in the morning.
I asked Rhea to we should all try and send, if you have contacts, to every point in this continent to see if they're also seeing something similar to we see in the forest that we saw. Like that hole, the hole in the plane and the death.
Okay.
So if she could write a letter or reach out to her contacts in every city possible.
Okay.
So we can get reports of it. So to Nobelle, to your point, if he's doing this here, he's probably doing this other places. And we should be the first ones to hear about it. So if there's places that you have contacts to that you could write to, I suggest doing it and asking them if they've noticed anything. Rhea, knowing your connections all over the continent. Let's see if this is happening elsewhere and when.
I can ask my contacts on other
Understood.
continents as well.
It's a good move.
Yeah, I can do that, Ari. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, I'm gonna turn in. I hope I'll see y'all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed in the morning. And she heads off. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to do tonight before heading off?
I do. Let me look up a name really quick because you'd think I could remember this, but I can't. So first I'm going to contact Baron von Sutcliffe.
Mm-hmm.
Tell him to expect us, to
Okay.
have everything prepared. And then I'm going to contact what's his name? Back home. She's gonna talk to her parents back home and tell them, hey, keep an eye out for this thing happening. Let me know if you hear about it, because they've got a lot of reach around, so in different areas.
Okay.
And then she will meditate.
Ooh, all right. Ari, anything tonight for you?
No, just reading until she can't possibly get a long rest up again. Less about him now, and a lot about how pacts and agreements work and relationships between the two, and how it can be broken, or also cases where it's been turned against.
Ah, nice.
So the library's there because I feel that Rhea gave me a scroll of Mordenkainen's litigious library.
Oh yeah, Mordenkainen's latitudinous library. Yeah. Neat, right? Yeah, someone.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. Yep, it opens up. A portal to this vast library. You reach into bookshelves and think about the book, and they just the book slide, and it appears on the topic that you're thinking of. Hey, Steph, yep, Kaylin knows that from the other campaign.
actually, that's an interesting thing. Where are you putting the library? Where are you going to be opening this?
It opens up a doorway and then closes, leaving just a little sparkle behind to those that know it's there, that you let know is here.
It stays at that place the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
You can't come with us. Well,
you can cast it again later. No?
Yeah, wherever you open it, and then it's like another dimension you step into, and when you're done, you come out and it closes. And then 24 hours later, or after another long rest, you can do it again, or at the next dawn. Or something, I forget.
So only Rhea knows I have this, or I think only Rhea knows I have this, right? Because she gave it the scroll.
Yeah.
I asked Aga when I see something really cool.
Yeah.
Well, like, are you doing this like in your room or in the library?
Yep.
Or
in my room. And I was like, I'm not 100% sure how this is gonna work, and I cast it.
Nice. Just the air bends and folds in on itself. There's some heat wave distortion and air bending, and it just folds in this ancient-looking stone door frame, and a door wobbles into existence within its frame.
You shared information with me. I think it's only fair.
Interesting. Did you cast that from like a book or from like a scroll or something, or is that just a spell you know?
She gave it to me as a scroll, and I copied it in my book.
May I see it? Is that a ritual? Because that's
Is it? She just gave me the name.
It is a
of
ritual, yeah.
dope. Aga want. Aga need.
We will discuss. But she has it in her book as a ritual, so she cast
for sure.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can give you my 10 billion rituals, man,
Yeah,
for sure.
I think like at some point this is just gonna happen. We'll just exchange.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to trade.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I stay up as late as I can to still get the benefits of a long rest before we head out. But I go hang out in that library and look that stuff up, and then I send 2 letters. Just one letter to the Stonehearth family, asking about any work that they need done in the port and as much information on this Baron Rex Cliff
Okay.
that they have.
Very good. You send that out post haste. As you open up the door, this is the first scene you're greeted with in Mordenkainen's latitudinous library. A globe of Esela'Nu with the 2 moons circling around it. There's just a bunch of awesome stuff here, as you can see. Plenty of sitting chairs to rest and read. Let's see. So the main benefit of this is if you spend 8 hours researching something in here, you get advantage. If it's a history check or something with lore, like a history check or an arcana check, you can do it with advantage if you spend 8 hours in here. Now, there are other benefits that increase as you level up, but you'd have to find the more advanced levels of this scroll. There's other components to it you can learn.
8 hours straight, or just as soon as I hit the 8-hour mark?
8 hours straight if you want advantage, but you can still use it to get access to information and not have advantage, as it has quite a bit of information in here.
Okay. I don't think I can spend 8. It's dinner time. I don't think I can spend 8 hours and still get a long rest.
Probably not.
Okay.
But if you want to roll an investigation check while you're
Yes.
in here, we can see what you can find on those topics.
Yes, please.
Am I able to walk in with her?
Yes, currently at the current level, it allows one other individual in.
Okay. Looking around and just kind of knowing what I know about interplanar magic and stuff like that, would I know that it's possible to, like, say, set this doorway on a wall inside of, like, say, Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion, and then move the mansion, and then also still have access to the library, even though the mansion moved? Like, could you move one location, one doorway in the prime material and just always have access to the library, even though you're moving it around?
Do an Arcana check. So this spell is
Oh, God. That's a natural one.
It would have been a really high DC anyway. It'll probably take some experimentation.
Okay.
It does ring. I mean, it says in the name Mordenkainen, so you are familiar, of course, with some of the others as a wizard. So you have the basics of the space, but you would have to do some testing to see.
How many investigation?
Just essentially one investigation check for the few, the hours that you're there to see how you do. How the
Do I
library
get help if I've got Aga? If I let him in?
Yeah, sure. If you want him helping you, you can do that with advantage.
What are we doing? Huh?
I'm looking up a lot of lore about pacts and agreements and either breaking them or controlling them.
Okay. He's going to make a deal with you. If he helps you with this time, you have to help him do some research on possession and ethereal creatures next time.
Deal.
Nice.
So with advantage, that's good because that other one was a 2, but this is a 15 plus 6, so 21.
Okay. When you two struck the deal, did you shake on it? Just curiosity.
I think it would have just been a verbal agreement.
Wait, me or Ari?
Ari and Aga, when he agreed to do the other thing. I'm just trying to visualize the space and interactions.
No.
No shaking.
No. Yeah, he doesn't do any. He'll say this for this, and you say yeah, and he'll go okay. Doesn't sign anything. He doesn't shake any hands. He doesn't. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, 21. So you get a fair bit of the information that Aga presented to you, where sometimes it can be really sneaky. You just get a better idea of how sneaky these things can be. There are rituals that can be performed by other people that, can put you in this position. Typically very evil things, but sometimes in desire for power, some people, that's all what devils are all about, granting some sort of power boon for something in return. But also can be simple things like finding something in the woods that is inside, on a stump of a tree, and there's little Sylvan, it's written out in Sylvan in the grain of the wood, so you wouldn't even see it. If you pick this up, your soul is bound, yada, 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 and you're like, oh, look, there's something cool on here as a kid. Yoink. You're, agreeing. And some of those are a little looser. The more straightforward the contract, the greater the power is the biggest thing that you draw out of this. And so it leads you to believe it, given the power of the interaction between the two of you, and then the grip that he seems to have on you as a person, you imagine this must have been some sort of on the more clear-cut side. Maybe someone setting you up for this or doing this with you in exchange for that. Let's see, a 21. There are ways to break these, but it's most important that you find out in what way the contract was created, because if you try, there are specific ways to break different types. If it was a direct you and this creature, that's one way to break it. If it was someone else, then it depends on the ritual, and you need to reverse and break the ritual through another ritual that matches, that nullifies. You do it wrong, and things can get really nasty. So determining exactly how it happened is key.
Okay.
I think that's what you're
I'll write a bit of what Ari remembers from like when it kind of started, and then let you kind of play. I'll give you as much details, but there's not going to be a lot there. But
Okay,
I'll give you
no problem.
as a reminder like what happened there. Okay.
Awesome. Excellent. Oh, Steph, you heard that? It's funny. All right. So let's see. So anything other than that you're doing, Aga, or is that it for the night?
Let me look at something really quick and double check that I don't need it. I think I'm good.
Okay.
I think I'm good. I want to start work on creating some weapons and armor moving forward.
Okay. Well, yeah, you'll have some time. It's like 12 hours at night of each night when you're traveling, so you'll have 8 to sleep, 4 to work on stuff if you want. Well, an hour or so to set up and break down, but
Okay. Yeah. He just wants to work on design. He doesn't want to.
Okay.
He knows at some point he plans on removing the armor from himself.
Okay.
He wants to design a shield and a weapon that use the magical properties of the armor. And the armor is like ice metal, and it's kind of, and I don't know, I had a few ideas on where it came from, but we can go over that later, just so that it's actually canon and not just me speculating on stream. But he wants to, when he gets the curse removed, like melt it down. Even though I don't think it'll melt, I think it'll be more like an arcane transition into like an axe head and like a shield or something like that. Nice. So he wants to start designing that. I don't know if I need to make any rolls or not. Up to you.
Okay, sounds neat. Let's see, Nobella, was there anything else for you tonight?
No. Once she talked to everyone that she wanted to talk to, she'll meditate for her 4 hours, and then go explore around the manor.
Okay. Neat. In the background, make an investigation check if you would, just to see what you come across.
New dice. Not good. Investigation. That's a big old 6.
Ooh. Most people are asleep. Nothing really going on tonight.
Okay. Do I? There's no way I would run into the library at all. Would I like seeing it?
Oh no, because no one sees it unless she deems them okay to see it.
So I can't even see like where the door would have been. No.
Correct.
It would have been in my room.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry,
that's
love.
it. All right.
Character moment. It's okay. It's okay.
Thaxel. Have you returned with you've got, well, like, I guess 3 plus, another 3. You've got, what, 6 hours?
5.
Oh, 5. Okay, so by the time you get back to the bedroom, you've got like an hour or so before it'll dissipate.
I'm pretty sure if we're back at the room and no one else is around, I would probably drop that form.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tasso sits on the foot of the bed. It's all right, Tassos. Tasso says his hair behind his ear. He's, just lost in thought. You seem like, nice, excellent.
Yes. Sorry, I need like. Okay, I'm ready. Daxel's gonna be real quiet. Like, she's still processing and wanting to have that like close connection with him, but just like like she doesn't really know what to say. Like, yeah, that's, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's, after some time just sort of being in each other's space, he just kind of says out to the room as he's sitting on the foot at the bed there, "Excellent. I can't do it. He turns back, over to look at you. I can't say goodbye.
Well, then don't. But I mean, I understand you need to go. And it won't be a goodbye, but a see you later. And, yeah. Uh-huh.
There is such a sorrow in my heart right now for the loss of that life we had. But a hope and some joy for, hey, we're here, right? We're still here together. Just another day in our ridiculously crazy lives.
Yeah, but I don't like this reality. I liked the other reality
I did too.
better.
I did too. What do you say tonight? We just be with one another, spend the night as though it's any other night, and we're gonna be together in the morning, and just
Compartmentalize everything? Yeah, I could do that.
one of us maybe can leave before the other so we don't have to say goodbye. I think trying to say goodbye is gonna just break me.
Okay, yeah. Whoever gets up first.
Sounds good.
Deal?
I think we know who that's gonna be, and he chuckles a little. Well, that's fine. I'll be counting every second till I get to see you again and be in your arms again. Every second.
Yeah. This was nice while it lasted. And now I feel like I'm grieving again, and I don't like it, and I need my anger to come back. How I need it?
Well, sometimes you get into it when you're, hitting me around. Maybe we can start there and see where things go.
Maybe.
I'm hoping one day we'll make a new reality like that. One day when we're ready.
Yeah. At least I could take some solace in knowing that you were in my grandfather's good graces and you were in my family's good graces, and that I'm doing something right. I think. I don't know. Is that why I took all this? Yeah. So.
I'm glad I got to meet them.
Yeah.
Well.
They were good lizards.
Yeah. But who's your bad boy? And he's gonna like pull out some thick buns and get to work.
Oh my god.
All right, so a pleasant night for all. I'm imagining that Tassos will get up first, and so he'll very quietly as he can get up and take the things that the few items he has on his person. He'll head out. He'll give anyone that's awake. Rhea. He'll definitely give a goodbye to Rhea and anyone else. Okay, Nobelle.
I think Axel's gonna at least.
I'm awake, just kind of sitting in the corner of the kitchen. Just
Does
Before-
Tassos have a high passive perception?
Let's see. It's wisdom. Let me pull up this thing.
Like, is it not crap?
It's not crap. But it's like.
Okay. It would have
I have
been
a
pretty
really
obvious.
High.
Did he go out the regular door of the bedroom?
Yeah.
Yeah. He would have found a small bag on the floor.
Mhm.
A little note attached
Mhm.
that just said, put on before leaving, and it would have had 2 unmarked bracelets on it with little compasses on top of them. And it just would have had no name signed to it. It just would have said put on before leaving on
Okay.
the note. That's
Wait, both of them? So he just puts them both on?
Well,
Nice.
I mean, once you put it on, there's like a once you attune to an item, it you know how to use it. So
I love when rolls line up. Okay, so that's going to change his thing a little bit. But Thexel, were you saying something about the morning? Because that might also change what he's going to do.
Well, yeah, like she's not gonna say anything,
Mhm.
but she's gonna know that he got up.
Okay.
Because she has a high passive
Yeah.
perception, really high.
Mhm.
So she won't say anything, but she's just gonna watch, like, him leave
Okay. He
and
opens,
slowly like die
you're saying
inside.
that she's just gonna watch his buns as he walks out?
Pretty much.
stuffs him in his pants. Like,
Oh my god!
Bye,
because
Buns.
he's thick.
Bye.
He opens the door and pauses, a little jangle, and steps back inside for a moment with those the compasses. Takes out one of his knives, and then the underside of the compass kind of etches something in with the tip of the knife. Very, he's really good at that. And he comes over. He rolled a 20 plus his stealth stuff, which was stupid, but you have a really high passive perception, and you're awake. So it's up to you what you want to do. He thinks that you're asleep, and he slips the compass that he etched for you onto your wrist.
I'm pretending I'm asleep. Yeah,
Okay.
no, because we did want to say goodbye. So.
He's delicately holding your hand and wrist and puts it on him. Kiss the back of your hand and just cups it with both of his and rests it back on the bed. Just gives you a kiss on the forehead. And pauses there for, 10, 15 seconds. Just. You hear him pull back a sniff, a little bit of a tear. He walks out of the room after putting his compass on as well. Gives Nobella a tip of the hat. Pleasure meeting you.
and you as well.
And heads down, says goodbye to Rhea, and if he meets anyone else, he'll give them, that friendly goodbye. He's asked Rhea, of course, if she knows who made the compasses, and she doesn't know. He says, "We'll just tell them it's awful thoughtful. Give them my thanks. Well, you figure out who it is." And so he leaves, this satchel on his back. He walks out. The 2 huge doors open, making him feel so small as he exits out into the morning light, leaving his love behind. And heads to take his teleportation thing.
Guys, I don't know, but I'm getting subtle vibes here that Dan has a favorite NPC.
It's so beautiful.
It's so sweet.
He heads off. Everyone else, you wake up as the morning comes around. I'm gonna
As
sort of
the,
zip through the morning. Mhm.
morning comes to, Aga's gonna go the hell to sleep again because I've got to go. I've got to get some sleep before work tomorrow. Sorry to dip
Oh, no,
out
no.
early,
Go
guys.
for it, Aga. Yeah, go for it, Rob.
Yeah.
Cool. Have a great night,
But-
then.
I just wanted to make it through the parts of,
Thank you. That's
like that
sweet.
was adorable, and I wanted to get through that one.
I love
But-
that. It's so great you made.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Sorry I was
No
late, and I'm
worries.
sorry I'm leaving
Bye.
early.
Don't
No
worry
worries.
about it. Yeah, take
Bye.
care, Rob. Have a good one.
Adios.
As long as we're all having fun.
Yes.
New word. All right, let me quickly switch these names around. That's right. That's right. It's just this is not Aga. It is Ari. And this is not Ari. It would have been Aga. Okay. I think you got it right there. Okay. So I'm gonna zip through the morning a little bit, unless there's anything that any of you really want to knock out in the morning.
Can we do it when I'll probably have something for when we get back, when Rhea gets back.
Oh, okay. All right. Nobelle, you've been pawing around and haven't found anything.
Yeah, she's just like, she's not like digging into people's stuff. She's just like
Yeah.
she's just like ghosting around, like, what can I notice? What are people not being careful about?
Nice. Anything for you, Thaxel, after Tassel sleeps?
She would have like, after the door would close, then she'll like, what the hell did she just put on my wrist?
You can take a
What
minute.
is
I mean, it comes off. But
Okay.
you do see as he's leaving, the needle is sort of changing direction and sort of following him through the city.
Oh. 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 Well, yeah, so it's like it's off, but she's just kind of like trying to inspect it because she noticed he was doing something to this one.
Hmm.
So what did he etch?
We'll find each other always.
Oh no.
Dan!
Just fucking kill me. That's fine. Whatever.
At one point in the morning, the needle's been sort of slowly, it follows him less and less as he's headed in a specific direction. And then at one point, just boonk, and points in an entirely different direction over toward Ikram, where he's going back to. Rhea comes around. She'll be in the kitchen, sort of prepping everything. She's lining up servants, getting food prepped, getting rations, getting bedrolls for everyone, getting all the things necessary for this trip. So you all encounter her whenever you want, like down in the main area, out by the kitchen dining area.
Didn't we also, when we left the Sultan, Rhea was able to haggle some money and some healing potions because he kind of wanted this dealt with too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if we have to deal with that right now, but
I'll make sure they're in there. We'll say they were delivered.
okay.
And the servants are passing them out, which will actually be some better healing potions than usual mixed in there too. Well, good morning, everyone. I trust you all got plenty of rest. She looks over like Thaxel and she gets down. How are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I'm here. I really could use a drink. And she's like going to look around for like the nearest cart.
Nice. Well, let's not get started on that this early, but we'll get you. Let's make it halfway through the trip. How's that sound?
Just need one. Just
No, I get it.
my like
Nobelle
There's
will
so-
slide over her like an ale mug, but it's full of water.
she doesn't. I like she's still like, and then she's gonna like put it up. No, that's
You'll
that's
thank
not.
me when we're walking.
Could I for like 2 seconds just to heal whatever this pain is in my chest? Let me have some fucking whiskey. And then we may go and I will chug water on the way. Deal?
I get it. All right. She turns around and goes into a cabinet and unlocks it and pulls out this really nice bottle of a hard liquor. This is akin to the Dragon's Breath that you've had before, where it pours out like a dancing flame almost, some blue flame, and then settles down into a liquid. Strong, but it wears off after about an hour or so. So this will get you started for the day, and then.
Thanks. She's not gonna like chug it. She's just gonna like slowly sip it.
She's gonna pour a second one for herself and just to Tassos. And to you.
Oh God. Yeah.
Tink. She's gonna chug hers and get going. She. Slam. All right, Ari. So you've run into Ray if you wanted to. How are you this morning, Ari?
I don't think I like pull her like out, like we go and do
Okay.
something outside of the kitchen.
All right. What is it?
I know who the voice is.
You do? Well, who? Or what?
You know the Lord of Hell that Aga worships?
What? I can't remember if he mentioned it. I think he did. Right. I think it's that arcane one, the Mephistopheles or whatever.
One and the same.
No. You are kidding me.
So, I don't know what this means. I don't know. He took over my body, Rhea.
What? When? And how? Did he just do it on his own?
Guess that can happen sometimes when you've got a Lord of Hell in your head. So, I don't know. I don't know what this means, but I think I need to keep Aga close. I told him everything. I told him everything I knew.
Do you think it's chance that a servant of this critter's here with you, with us? Do we need to keep our eye on him in that kind of way?
They don't seem to be the best of pals, but they don't seem to. I don't know. I don't know what their relationship really is. He's some sort of servant / also potentially descendant. I don't know.
That's a mess.
But
What
I
can
need to find answers soon. I know we've got Thaxel's thing,
Right.
but I'm going to start needing. I think I'm going to need to go back to where this all started eventually, sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Fill me in as much as you can on the journey. Let's see what we can find when we get done with this. I'm sorry to hear that, though, Ari. That sounds like a whole mess of trouble.
I'm not as, like, I think Ari and Rhea, like, bonded really closely. And, like, body language wise, like, she still wants to be close, but this has kind of put up a wall. Like, I'm a bit more guarded now, not knowing what this could do or mean, and how, like, Ari was very much thinking about a changed future
Gotcha.
of things that she could do, and this has kind of dramatically changed that. So while she's still very close with Rhea, a new wall has formed where it was broken down, but now it's back up.
Okay.
So I'll fill in Vic when she comes a little bit, 'cause we're talking a little bit about their relationship. So
Perfect. All right, she'll just Harry, is there anything right in this moment that I can do for you?
See if you can establish contacts in Crestwood.
All right. All right.
Because I think she said she didn't have any before. I don't know if she do. I don't know if you do.
No, it's a bit of a small village here, but it's easy enough to send some official out there or something.
So we can start learning as much as we can.
All right. I'll make it happen. Thank you for sharing this with me, Ari. I know that can't be an easy thing.
Well, I seem to word vomit now since Aga knows everything. I don't know. And I just walk away.
Nice. All right. Let's see. Okay, so the rest of the morning goes by. Everything's packed up. Let's see. Ari has him out. Thaxel. Aga doesn't. Nobelle doesn't. Rhea does. So everyone. So I imagine Aga and Ari will mount up on their nightmares together on Ari's nightmare. And Nobella, are you gonna try and go with Thaxel or Rhea?
Whoever offers their hand first.
Okay.
Rhea would probably offer her hand first.
Yeah,
Fair
give in
enough.
the morning. Yeah. Okay. And so she does. You all trot. You get the horses are on the.
I think Rhea was the one I rode with before, anyways.
Right. Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. You summon your horses after you cross the moat. Servants are waving you farewell on this grand estate. As you begin your trek, you head out through the city, past different reapers. Some kind of giving you the look, but they kind of have always done that anyway. Just a bit of a stare. Other people see you on nightmares trotting through town. You have some renown in the city now. As the people that fixed all the cause of the earthquake. You've done a number of things here now that have built you some prestige. You head outside in this arid desert. Plenty of water packed, as you're already parched by the time you make it outside of the city of Pele. And you begin your journey. The mountains you can see in the distance. They're only about a half a day away. And you begin trotting through. In fact, let me pull the map back up of Vasarel. Okay. And you've been heading effectively southeast. I have to do a couple of rolls because it's slightly more treacherous through here. So if you have anything you want to role play on the journey, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to go kind of skip through for anything that may come up encounter-wise, plot-wise.
Nobella is mostly quiet unless someone asks her questions, and she's just sort of like silently guiding the way.
Okay.
So, but she seems kind of like withdrawn but thoughtful.
Okay. And Ari, you had something?
Her and Aga would continue to talk and share all. I would share all of my rituals except for this library one.
Oh, okay.
But one night on one of our watches, we would take a watch together and not watch and go into the library.
Nice, that's amazing.
And he wanted to look something up, so
Okay.
his thing.
Oh,
So
all
we
right.
can wait till he gets back to do
Okay.
that for his roles. But I would do that at least once, and then as soon as we got closer, I'd asked Nobella to talk about the time she spent there. How long have you been
Spent where?
in Port? Is that where you're from?
No, it's not where I'm from. It's where I met him.
So, this is not, sort of a rude thing, but I mean, seems to have this very weird relationship with this guy. Did he, buy you? Does he, why, what?
You know how artists have a patron? They have someone who pays them to create. And they'll give them freedom to create, usually, and as long as they do something for their patron in return.
I have a family that pays me to find things or kill people, so yeah.
In a way, yes. That's the sort of relationship I have with him. He gave me power, and I help him.
Gave you power?
Mhm.
Mine just give me money and like connections?
Money as well. It's not cheap traveling around the world.
No. Are your parents dead?
No.
No.
They're very much alive.
Do you have a relationship with them?
I do.
Are
Speak
they
with them.
where you are from?
Yes.
And that would be...
Not on this continent.
Okay. And that would be...
You know, you're very cute to a point.
Yes. I mean, I can look cuter or uglier. I mean, I don't know what you're into, but I just think if you're coming along and we're kind of trusting you to go into this dude's house, which I thought like kind of owned you / gives you power.
He doesn't own me.
Sorry. Gives you power you do deeds for. Willingly.
You don't believe that, do you?
No. But that's me. That's not up to me. But there's a lot of trust here on us going into this guy's house who gave you power.
So you're trying to
what I'm
build that
saying?
trust by breaking down exactly who I am?
Yeah. I mean, like, Thaxel's open, not to her own choice, but you've seen her and her highs and lows. Like, I just went through probably the second most traumatic thing to happen to me in the start of this, and all in the span of about 2 weeks with you, and all we know is that you've got some powerful guy who's going to help us out, but apparently now he can give magic away, and we're just going to walk right into his house.
He didn't so much give magic away as provide a means for me to get my own power.
That eases my mind a little bit more, so okay. But you see how this is just very trusting of us?
I do.
So, tit for tat, maybe? Just a little reassurance?
In all honesty, I don't know everything he can do. I don't know much about him. I know what he's done for me. I know what he's asked of me.
And you really think he can find this?
Oh, that I know.
She's telling the truth. She knows he can find this.
She is telling the truth.
How do you know he can find this? This is not like this just...
It's this ability that he has.
Okay.
Some people, you know, like Rhea, everyone, have their own connections. His are on the more not commonly searched for sides of Esela'Nu.
I really like how you deflected about where your family's from. I just want to point that out right now.
I'm not going to tell you where I'm from.
Is the accent real? Do I know where her accent's from?
Can I say make an insight check?
Yeah. We're just like trusting her to go into some dude's house. Everybody's okay with this. Insight. Oh. No. 10.
Seems like her natural dialect.
Not that Ari would maybe know where that is, but you can look it up eventually. Okay. I mean, obviously, we like having you around, but also, we all just kind of we're just like, yeah, totally, we'll follow the stranger that we've known for like a week and across the country into a guy with a magic house. And so, like, I'm just saying, after I think we all made the decision right after dealing with Thaxel, we just got on this road, and now that I've been thinking about it, it seems like the impulsive things that we were trying to not to do. So, the more I know about you, or the more, at least somewhat, willingness you are able to give back and sort of trust, the better I'm going to feel about going into a town that some of us might have connections or not knowing, and you have this magic guy who's just pretty powerful.
Ari, do you have any siblings?
Not that are alive.
Did you?
Yes.
I do too. I have 2 younger brothers and a younger sister. My next youngest brother is going to take over my father's position once he comes of age and my father decides to retire. Could be a very long time. Father taught us a lot. Teaches us a lot about creating, about how to treat people. He's well traveled, but I feel he's a little bit naive in that the dealings that he always had with people were good to him. And I love my father. I love him very much. I don't think he understands what I've been through. I'm lucky enough that they support me, that they teach me, him and my mother. They teach me. They let me be who I am. They don't understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. But I know I can count on them. You know, before I died, I was engaged. It's been a long time since I've seen him. Normally, people in my class marry for money, for politics and prestige, for treaties. I was lucky enough that it had been for love.
How long ago was that?
Two years ago now. We were betrothed. And it was over a year later, I think. There was some time when I was dead still, where time flowed that I don't understand. I don't know how much time passed. I just know that it did. It's hazy in the afterlife. You don't always remember. But some things you do, and some things you just hold on to. It's those emotions and desires that can bring you back.
How did you die?
I was murdered in cold blood over something that wasn't my fault.
Is that the man you're looking for?
Yes,
Do you know the man?
I do. His family knows mine. Actually, I don't know how they're dealing with this, knowing what their son has done. I don't know if he knows truly what he has done. But I will make sure he does. Anything. I will do anything. She just kind of stares off into the distance. And as she's staring off, she lifts her head a little bit, and you can see slightly more of her face, and her eyes and her cheeks are all just rather sunken in, kind of ill looking, like pale, sickly, pale. But you still can't quite see her eyes.
I look at. I was the oldest too.
They're a pain in the butt, aren't they?
Were.
Yeah. Siblings are life's greatest curse and life's greatest blessing.
Curses seem to favor us a little more.
That's they do.
But now I know I don't think you're going to kill us in our sleep or at this house, so...
Trust me, Elizabeth. I will open myself up, become a vulnerable little elf girl.
I think we're all looking for answers, and we, like I said, we've all got our own demons or devils or adversaries. Literally, some of us literally speaking.
I noticed you and Naga have been spending a lot of time together lately.
It's funny how people come into your lives.
It is, isn't it?
Some would say fate.
Well, whatever fate does, we can turn it on its head.
I know you've seen what we can do, and we've clearly seen what you can do, so...
You've seen some of what I can do.
I've seen enough to know you're clearly worth having around, and also fear for the guy that you find, but...
I hope he lives every moment in fear, knowing that I'm coming.
There might be some resources that we can offer.
I would like that. If you don't
Seems like
mind.
you've got lots of information as well, too, so... Sure.
It's nice to know things.
Knowledge is power.
That it is.
Should probably get some sleep, but to be continued, and...
Yep.
Thanks for not, leading us to do a death trap or anything like that when we get there, right?
Of course not. Why would I do that?
Insight check? Last one.
And she's just like grinning and laughing, like this is like that's just the best joke. It'd be pointless to kill you this early.
I feel others would beg to differ. As she laughs and walks back and just turns and goes and lays down. Leaving her to do her creepy non-sleep thing.
Excuse me, it's meditation and all elves do it.
Awesome.
Yeah, she judges elves too.
Excellent. Whew. All right. So you two have that night along the way. Thaxel, do you have anything on any of these nights that you're... No? Okay.
Not really, no.
Every morning around 9:30, so just in half an hour after you usually get up, you get a message from Tassos. Just checking in, saying he loves you. There were some certain rituals you all had in the morning, and he's just, he's doing that. He missed you.
Oh, well, I'll respond as such too.
Okay.
After that, yeah.
All right. All right. So it's 6.5 day journey. Now, Nobelle, you successfully guide everyone through the mountain ranges. There's some caves you've got to go through, and then some mountainous terrain that you actually have to climb over. But
the caves are the hardest part because no one can ever see her.
Right. Which way? Over here. You're like behind them.
It's just constant horror movie jump scares. That's it.
Nice. Of course, we can add in anything Ray or Aga would like to retcon in. Otherwise, you make your way out of the mountain area, and you cross the river over to and continue on through Embergate Forest. Now, the port city, is at the very eastern part, where the trail ends, where the road ends east of Embergate. There,
Where the sidewalk ends.
So you're now heading almost in an easterly direction. You're on day 4.5. It's maybe 3:30 in the afternoon. When you hear sounds of larger critters shuffling in the path just on the other side of some shrubs, you see a little bit of movement through the trees, and you hear some what sounds like maybe larger forest animals.
I stealth.
Okay.
Immediately, I stealth. Hey!
Yeah. I'm gonna try to.
Nice.
I'm gonna try to do the same, as well as like keep my guard up and. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll with stealth. Check if you with that.
Oh, yeah.
Ari, what would you like to do?
I activate the cape and float up a little.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
And
I got a 17.
Okay. Do you want to stealth as you do that, Ari? And or if so,
yeah, we're in mountains or the forest.
you're in the forest now, fairly dense.
Fairly dense.
Mhm.
Okay, then I stealth up, kind of hidden in the branches of a tree, like a medium
Okay.
length high branch. So I'm above, kind of looking over, seeing what I
Gotcha.
can find. So I hide, and I hold. So I activate the cape, fly up, and hide, but I put on hold my Eldritch Blast for
Okay.
anything that looks threatening to any of the group.
Nice.
And if something goes to the group.
All right. Go ahead and roll a stealth check just to see, how stealthy. Doing for Aga here. Aga's terrible. Ray, it doesn't matter what she rolls. I mean, it does, but she rolled well enough to.
Thank God. I have a +9. So I rolled an 11, but I have a +9
Woo!
because of the sneaky.
Nice.
So 11, 9. Modified 20 in the tree.
Okay. All right. Aga, is just stomping with his heavy.
Clunk, clunk, clunk,
Roll a
clunk,
3 and a 4, and with his mod, which I think is like an. I didn't look it up. Doesn't matter really. So it's rolls. I'll check and get. I'm pretty sure it's a -1 with his stealth, but yeah, it's a -1. So we got a 2 and a 3. He's just spitting everywhere and breaking twigs and such as he's walking through the forest.
And Nobella's over here like.
Everyone else goes right into stealth mode. You hear some of the medium-sized creatures running away in different directions. So, that sounds like wounded animal almost running away. And as you peer through the bushes, you see this really large nest that's been broken and pulled down from a large tree. And it's broken down into pieces now. And on a stump in the foreground of that, you see a little tiny mouse and a really large baby owl. Likely a baby giant owl.
Oh no!
And it's just cute and fluffy and making its little chirpy sounds. and chatting with the mouse, it seems, and it scared away whatever was chasing some of the other creatures in the mouse. And however, in the nest in the back is some remains of Mama Owl. The creatures didn't kill it, but Mama Owl passed away from something or other a while ago, judging by the remains. It's lost and all alone, and it kind of cocks its head up.
Oh no, my druid heart.
I think this is your thing, Thaxel.
Yeah. I can't communicate with it right now.
You can tell it has a little scratch under one of its, on its the side of its body, underneath one of its wings from chasing off the creatures, and it looks pretty hungry, a little underfed.
I wanna. Okay. I'm gonna cast Healing Word from where I'm at.
Okay.
Send all that wonderful juju. Because I don't want to like scare it off, but
Yeah.
so that's what I'll do is do one little healing word.
Okay, kind of puffs up a little bit after the healing takes effect, and raises his wings out and picks off some of the feathers from underneath its wing, the wounded ones, and flaps its wings a little bit. It stands probably about half your height. It's a baby.
Still big.
It's so fluffy, I'm gonna die.
I know. It's like,
I need to send you a message, Tasha, because you would know this, being a druid.
sweet. Do it.
Too.
Do it. Boop, boop.
Okay, that should pop through any second for you.
Okay. Okay. Want to slowly approach it
Little mouse skitters away.
and reach in and pull out like a ration. Kind of like set it down. Hey, you hungry?
Kind of flop, hops down onto the forest floor.
It's okay. I'm a
Kind of picks
druid.
at it and eats up the rations. We're happy.
But as that's happening, I'm just kind of like scanning the
Okay.
area.
Yeah, keeping an eye out.
Can I hop to the trees to see where the dead mama is?
Yes. Yep. It's about 40 feet behind the stump the owl was on, and you kind of fly up and above over through the canopy above, and you
I'm
can
kind
see
of nodding to Nobella to come with Aurea.
I'm also
Okay.
well. I also
Yeah, you
wanna,
don't see Nobella.
Ray goes with you then, yeah.
I'm also wanting to like. My focus is still on the owl, and like my eyes are just darting. I'm like, everyone, stay aware. I don't think we may not be alone.
What's your passive perception, Daxel?
19.
It seems that the other critters have been scared away pretty successfully by the owl.
Okay.
You should be good.
Well, I don't trust anything. So
Nice.
just saying. Just keep kind of no, we can't fit in my hands. I hold out a hand with like little pieces of food that's left. And
All right. Make an animal handling check with advantage.
I'd love to.
It'd be hard to not succeed against this roll.
29.
Versus a 1. Okay.
I don't know.
That's a little bit of overkill.
The owl
I got
is,
a nat 20.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Owl just kind of its wingspan is about your height in total, and flies up and perches on your arm. It's heavy.
Oh,
and it's
dear
like
Lord.
picks, kind of twists and picks the stuff out of your hand. It kind of goes around and then stands on your shoulders,
Oh, hi. Hi.
like 1 foot on each.
Well,
You've got
I made a new friend.
feathers like up behind your. It looks like hair just pressed up over your head.
So that's what I would look like with hair. Okay.
Woohoo! It's hooting excitedly.
I made a new friend. I wish I could talk to you.
Can I help Rhea? Like, I assume Rhea,
Yes.
she's investigating the dead mama. I'm kind of like guiding her to see what I see, to see kind of like how it died and what's left of the nest, to see if
okay.
we can see what.
Make a medicine check if you want, and I'll have her do it, or one of you can do it with advantage.
A medicine.
For like cause of death part, anyway.
Yeah. All right, I'll just roll with advantage.
She has +1, so. Yeah.
Okay. 15.
Okay. It looks like at one point or another it engaged something in some kind of battle. There are fairly vicious claw marks. And while it either defeated whatever was attacking it or escaped it, probably almost maybe close to a week later, this creature died, because you can see some of the skin that died and became necrotic long before the rest has started decomposing more naturally.
So it's safe to assume the animals were kind of picking at its corpse.
Yeah, but it's really pulled apart. It's about a week's worth of decomposition. So.
We come back and we see like the owl's now like mating with Axel at this point. Mama
Perched on the back of her head, yeah. And it's big. It's like half her height.
Imprinting. There we go. Imprinting.
Yeah.
It's like mating. What?
Now that's what you call a feather boa.
Nice.
Yay, I got a better one.
Archer.
I'm scouting ahead on the trail.
Okay.
Probably like about 100 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go 100 feet.
All right. I wouldn't even make you roll. There's everything's kind of cleared out of the area here. In fact, the rest of the journey is going to be safe. The rolls were okay.
I don't believe you.
I think I want to ask somebody, whoever's closest, while I'm like petting my new friend.
Aga probably.
Okay, yeah. I can't talk to animals today, but I could speak with plants if we need to maybe find more of what happened here.
I think we're all right. Nobelle
Yeah,
says
I don't think we should waste it on that, but I think we should keep going. And is it coming with you? Like, is
Yes.
this another thing that we have to keep alive?
Yes, it is under my care now. As tried druid life.
Aga has an owl, doesn't he?
That's a familiar.
I do.
Right, but it is an owl, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. It takes the form of an owl.
Yeah, but mine's better. So
I'm not saying that his was better or anything, just that we're not strangers to having an owl in our party.
Well, I have plans.
That is worrisome.
We're not talking about his owl's like this big.
Yeah, I think this one's going to grow into a really, really big one. And hopefully I will be able to use it as a mount later on. So it's okay. Got this.
Where's our basilisk? I'm just checking in. You know how
It's in Ikram. It is guarding the Ikram, or the Davinsar estate. Oliver is growing very fast. I still don't know if he's male or female, but he is. It is precious. Yeah,
So you are responsible for feeding.
Nobella is visible and just walking down the path, just like, okay, come on, let's go.
Feeding. Cleaning
I-
it. If it gets us into a fight or while we are fighting, you are responsible for saving it.
I'll just look at the owl. Hey, if you need this to work, we got to be on the same page. Got it? Cool. Okay. I'll think of a name later. I should be like, are you a male, female? I need to figure out a name.
I feel like you're like two
It's just
giant
like,
balls.
you just like look up.
Are you male? I'm gonna say yeah. If you could be a, I'll let you choose,
Owls
Axel.
have.
Oh, maybe it's a female. We'll just go with it. It's first thing popped in my head. Okay. Do you have a name? Who once for yes and 2 hoots for no.
Kind of pecks at your head a little bit.
Just turn its head all the way around.
Oh God. Okay.
Can we talk to the owl while we walk?
Yeah. As I'm like coming up with names like Susie, Sophia,
Awesome.
Dorothy.
Dorothy the owl. I like it.
And so you continue. So we'll plug in some of that between sessions just to figure out like what the name is and such. But otherwise, it's relatively uneventful. Surprisingly, I mean, you're due that, I think, until you reach the port city. And I'm going to quickly share an image of that. Port Esela'Nu is a humble town. Slightly larger than just a small town. It probably just recently hit medium town status. Modest port. Fair amount of commerce. It's not so big that it's too dirty or seedy yet. But it's also not incredibly prosperous. I'm going to zip a little bit further ahead because we're timing things up for the crossover. We have one more session after this for us before we hit the crossover. Yeah. So you walk through this very provincial town. People are eating Marie the baguettes and such as you pass through.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Awesome.
Hey, there goes the baker with his tray, like always.
Ari and Agar with their heads in a book just keep watching, following Nobella.
Amazing. So perfect. And you find your way back past the church you can see in the background there, the back left, until you find a rather large estate. There aren't too many large estates. There's a couple, some nobles around here, but clearly this is the noble that sort of manages this town, the Baron's estate. And
Dan, I should mention, I would have given him our progress every night, like how close we were and stuff like that, so he would know exactly when to expect us.
Perfect. And so he does, thanks to your updates. You arrive, it's morning, early morning. And with Nobella saying, let's not eat some rations today. We can dine when we get there. Eat some real food. And there is, you open the door, the front gate is open for you, escorted up to the front doors, they swing open. The scent of delicious coffees and fresh decadent pastries and other baked goods just fills your nostrils. And you are greeted by reception, the reception crew, and set down to eat. All before, you have probably a good 45 minutes of eating, catching up, talking amongst one another, discussing, the next next step of the way here. Nobella gives everyone a bit of a, here's what to expect sort of thing. And
here's
then
what to expect. Here's how to behave.
Nice.
I felt that was directed at me, and I don't appreciate it.
No.
Oh, no, Nobella. Seeing how last time I invited them to my house and my estate, They set the house on fire.
That was not my fault. It was not my fault. It was. I won't say whose fault it was. It wasn't mine.
Nice.
I'll have to hear this story sometime.
Some of the servants like, Just as the two main double doors, they have this deep red paint on whatever steel, whatever metal it is. The background is just this beautiful, like this vibrant crimson red, and it has black and gold filigree that wraps around for decoration around the outer parts of these two heavy double doors, and then boom, swing open as an individual stands entering right behind the kick into the room. It's the Baron, and you'll hear
Nobelle
all about.
She'll get out of her chair and kneel.
Okay.
Get down on one knee to him.
Stands upright and looks toward everyone as though to greet them. Raises a hand, and that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Dad! What does he say?
Stories.
Yes!
Well, we ran a little bit late. We figured that'd be a good place to end it. So.
No, it's not a good place to end it.
Look what you did to Sam.
I both want more, but also really have to get to bed.
Right?
Thank you so much.
Sure thing. Thank you, Anna.
And
Yeah.
Nobelle, thank you so much for that story. I was like enthralled. I was like, I'm not even asked questions. I just need to...
I know.
That was juicy and so well role played. I love it.
Yeah. That was amazing. Yeah, I was just like, I don't have questions. I just wanted to keep telling me this story.
Right? I was too. I'm like, what? This is incredible.
So that was amazing.
Thank you.
All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.
Nice. All right, have a great night, Anna.
Good night.
Nitty night. All right. Well, I guess this is where we'll wrap it up for tonight. So, for anyone that's new, this is our all evil campaign. Despite all the super feels, I mean, evil's a frame of mind, right? Evil people that perform evil actions, yes, often feel that they're right. So, wonderful. It's Kira's Lament. We stream every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. Then every Friday night we have our all good group, the group of thespians, where we
soap opera.
I mean, we definitely have that in all of our campaigns. To be honest, we just have tons of drama. We focus on, we live it up in Stormfall. Although
just
yeah, we're starting that here. Like, I've been trying really like to make sure I'm infusing plenty of that here because I love it. I think it's great for everyone. Nice stuff. So Stormfall, anyway, every Friday night, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. And we have our new campaign, the Victoria, that plays Rhea in this campaign. Yay! She runs. Yeah, and Thaxel, Tasha plays Thaxel here, is a player in that campaign. And I'm a player in that campaign. It's every Sunday night, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. That's called the Obsidian Scar, which is sort of a fun exploration, new world sort of 5e campaign.
I should be back Sunday, so yay!
Yay! Awesome, good. We need some more
It's been like a month.
sanity, yeah, logic, and yeah. Yeah, and as I'm doing every week now until I know for sure one way or the other, we may have more D&D content coming on a different night. So stay tuned for more info on that. Yeah, nice stuff. Yeah, well, we'll see, I guess. Yeah. I just don't know.
She's not
Xara,
Thaxel.
so, yeah.
Let's just.
What did she say? I don't have chat up. What did she say?
Oh,
She
Steph was
says
like, wait. Yeah. Oh, good
My
stuff.
character apparently doesn't add logic, but she's not Thaxel.
Right.
He is a delight. Actually, they both are. Never mind.
Awesome. Thank you, players. Amazing night again. Thaxel with all the Tasso stuff. It's amazing. I know. And Nobelle with the story and the acting in it. Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
And the best part was I didn't lie at all.
I know. I feel like I really need to go back and check your backstory because it sounded absolutely
Me
amazing.
too.
Like, oh my gosh. I feel like it'd be a good read. I could just sit down and read it again for a bit.
It's not even that long.
All right, nice. So, and viewers, of course, thank you all so much. It's such a blast when you hang out with us. Thank you, Germ DM. I always go to say Germ. Please correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm saying that wrong, Germ, I will fix that in my brain eventually if I'm saying it wrong. Thank you, Halftone, Horsey Toad, and Steph, and everyone else that's here. You make it so wonderful to hang out with and chat, and hilarious. That's fine? Okay, good. Thanks, Germ. Hope you all have a wonderful night. I can't wait to catch you all again soon. We'll see.
Halloween.
Yes. Happy Halloween. Take care, everyone. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.